Hey, amazing ladies, and welcome to the HerStory podcast. I am your host, Kylie King, and today I am so blessed and excited to welcome back the amazing Antoinette Stonham from All About Style. Now, if you go back to HerStory episode 3, it is, I believe, we first learned about Antoinette and her journey and all of the amazingness that she's doing in regards to personal styling and bringing confidence to women. But I've invited her back today because not only has she won 2 trophies now, one in 2022 and one in 2023, but her awards night speech was truly inspiring to everyone that attended, and I'm still getting feedback and comments on it. So I thought I would invite Antoinette back to have a talk about not being old to start a new business and, the perceived ageism that is in society. So thank you so much for joining me today, Antoinette.
Thank you, Kylie. I'm so excited. The subject is very passionate for me. Yeah. So I'm happy to share. I'm looking forward to it.
So it came up in the trophy that you won this year was called Golden Entrepreneur. So that one was a new category that we put into the Alibi Awards due to feedback that was in the group. And one of the lovely members, Carol Donaldson, said, why not create a category for women that are in business age 60 and over? Because she felt, and a lot of the members in the group agreed, that it was really a lost category. Like we always do the young entrepreneurs where they're under 30, and we know all the even littler ones like the kids and the teens and the youth. But we don't tend to go, hey, what about the women that are out there still rocking on and still doing amazing things? And we actually had 3 people that entered that award, and you walked away with the trophy. And how did you feel about having that as a category? Did you find it offensive at all, or?
No, definitely not. I thought it was a fabulous category. It's recognizing women over 60, and it's recognizing that we exist, we're still here, and we're in business. Some have just started businesses, some have been in businesses for a long time. I think it's a great category, and it showed the different businesses that are in that area, and there's far more women, and I'd love to see it be a far bigger category next year. I was very excited to win it, and I was very honored to actually be in it and be part of it with the other ladies.
And I think it's been coming up a lot lately. So as we were talking before I pressed record here, even that group about that question about age has been coming up in the Australian Ladies in Business community, where people have been asking the question, are they too old to start a new business at the age of 50? Or at the age of 40, someone asked, are they too old? So what would you say if someone asked you that?
Definitely not. You're not too old. Like the 50, like people say, 50, 50 is getting older, and 60, like 10, 15 years ago, was really never not recognized. You were gone and finished and retired and, sitting back or losing yourself. No, the age of 60, you're not too old to start a business, or even at the age of 50. Actually, any age. Age, for me, it's just a number. It shouldn't hold you back. It should be what you're comfortable doing and who you are. And really, it's your mindset and what you want out of this business. Yes, you have to be realistic. You've got to have some kind of skill in what you're doing. You've got to educate yourself so it doesn't just come about and you're going to make your money instantaneously. And no matter what age you are, you've still got to work at it and have a goal and have a really good mindset, that positive mindset. I can do it. This is me. And I've got so much knowledge. When you hit 45, 50, 60, you've gained so much experiences. You've had your ups, you've had your downs, you've gotten up, you've dusted yourself off, and you've learned from all that, accumulating everything you've learned and putting it into something you're passionate in. That's an amazing feeling. And that's sort of something I did. I turned 50, and I've been in business since I was about 20 years of age in different businesses. I've helped run a fashion house in Double Bay that was very, very high end. I've helped a couple of women that were very close to me set up boutiques in the day. My husband's been running a business for nearly 40 years now, and I've helped him along the way, and we were quite big at one stage and we had staff. So there was so much knowledge I had, but my passion was in fashion and styling. And then I took a different avenue when I turned 50. I wanted to help women dress. So I wasn't going back into the sewing side of it, but I had that knowledge. I had that knowledge of body shape and color and the emotion behind dressing. So if someone's starting a business at a later age, use your experiences, use your skills. It doesn't have to be exactly what you did, but accumulate all that experience and start something for you. And that's my thing. I can go on forever. I just love it. And I
love that because
I just believe, ages.
Yeah, as you mentioned, age it's just a number, but also, sometimes we were doing things that we might not have been passionate about, but we were bringing the money in while we were going through raising kids and paying mortgages and doing all that. And if now is the time, no matter what age, for you to go out and chase that passion, to chase the thing that like sets you on fire, I don't think you should be restricted by the age that you are.
No, because what happens is exactly what you said, Kylie. I've always done things to pay the mortgage, to educate my children, to keep a roof over our head. And turning 50, I wanted to do something I was truly passionate about. And when you reach that older age, you can take that bigger risk. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're trying to raise your family, you need that money. You need instantaneous money. So you've got to grab at whatever's going to make money. When you're a little bit older, you can sit back and think, well, this is what I want to do. I know it's going to take a while, but I'm going to build it and I'm going to make it give me what I want. And my business has given me what I want. Yeah.
I love that. And also I think if it is something you're truly passionate about and it's going to help, to go out and do it, because I read recently that, there's women out there of a mature age that life has changed and they're in very different situations. And one of the highest concentration of, say, homeless women is actually mature-aged women, because maybe partners have passed away, maybe partners have moved on to younger women, whatever has happened, life has changed. So I really think if you're able to do that, then to 100% go and chase your passion and move forward.
Yeah, definitely. There is a big gap in the market for women like at that age, because people that go to employ them feel they're not employable because they've reached that 55, they've reached that 60, they should be retired and they should be finished and gone. Do you know what I mean? And yes, you've hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of marriage separations. I don't know why, but in my circle of friends and acquaintances, a lot of marriage separations happen at around that 55 to 60. The male's got the super. The woman's been at home looking after the children. They've had a home, but it had to be split. They don't even have enough to do anything with. So, yes, there is that. There's a huge problem out there that we really don't see. And I didn't see it until I reached that age. And then a lot of women are coming to me and they become my clients. And I do a lot of speaking for over 50s and things like that. And that's what I found is there is a lot. Yeah, women do lose out because they've been focusing on their families all their lives. And they may not have worked from 45 to 55, and now they find they need to work. Yeah, creating a business for yourself is what I feel is amazing, and it's so rewarding, and you can work the hours you want to work and you can set your limits and set your goals. But yeah, it's not an easy road. It's still got to be worked at. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to be doing this and this is how much I'm going to make and this is going to come in tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. So they've still got to have that mindset and that belief in themselves. Believing in yourself actually at any age is what's going to get you there.
Well, yeah, because, people that it seems, as we mentioned before, as soon as they hit a milestone year, they think, what is done? I'm done. My life is over. I've hit my 40th or I've had a 30th and I just don't know what I've done with my life. I don't have everything that I aspired to have when I was a little kid, writing down that, I was going to be married by 21, have a mansion, be a famous singer. How do you feel when you hear women say, oh, I've just turned 30, my life is over?
That's very, very common, because usually when a client comes to me, it's usually at a milestone. I've had 30-year-old women say, I don't know what I've done with my life. It's not what I planned, and I'm 30 and they're depressed. And you have that at 40, they turn around, they say, what have I done? What have I achieved? As women, we've achieved a lot. And just going back a little bit, when I sit down and look at what I've done, like when I entered the awards, if we sit and really think and make a list of even the little things of what you've achieved or what you've done, it's massive. So imagine a woman reaching 30, what she's achieved in that road, and then reaching 40, what you've achieved in that road, and 50, you've got that much knowledge. You may not feel that you reached something because you may have put a dollar value on it, or you may have put a positioning value on it. You shouldn't look at that. You should have look at the road and all the little bits and pieces you've achieved and learned. I try not to put a dollar value on an achievement. I like to put a goal of what I would like to do with it, or how much, because I think that can restrict you. Or like, creating a picture of what you want is great, but that picture may not be that when you want it, and that's where you start the spiral and question yourself. So I think don't be so hard on yourself. Have your goals, but be flexible with them, and that's at any age.
And also, not every achievement has to be like earth-shattering,
yes,
or mind-blowing. Right. Like sometimes all those little achievements build up to either they build up and come together and create something, or those little achievements are just awesome in themselves.
Yeah,
we should be looked at and go, because if you're not going to celebrate the small ones, what are you going to do when you reach a big one?
Yeah. So, and people always think it, and especially women think an achievement is a dollar value, like especially when you're filling out the awards and that, and a couple of the segments, like for one of my achievements was when I get an email from a client after I've been on a shopping trip with them, and they say, Antoinette, I feel amazing, I love this. That is the biggest achievement for me. Do you know what I mean? Or I'll get a client, months down the track saying, I went shopping and I used your styling skills you taught me, and this is what I bought. That's, that does it for me. So it doesn't have to be a dollar value. It doesn't have to be a huge, massive trip or something like that. It can be just little things, and they build up and grow to that big thing.
And what a great way for it to go, you know what, I'm in the right business. I'm doing the amazing things because my client are having these achievements themselves. How much would that lady feel amazing that she's gone to the shop and gone, I found this.
Yeah.
I've used the skills and what I was taught from Antoinette to go and grab this shirt and know that it's going to suit me. Yeah. And I'm going to look fabulous. That's an achievement for her, and you've helped create that. So that's going, yes, I'm in the right business. That's phenomenal. Yeah. So one thing you mentioned we were talking about is you said, when we hit 55 or 60 and then we're supposed to be gone. Mm. Do you think that comes from maybe potentially societal expectations, or just the way we've been taught, sort of like, yeah, women are okay, and then they sort of reach an expiry date? That's probably not a nice way to put it, but they reach a level and then, they should just be at home baking cookies or something.
Yeah, I think that was the expectation, especially when, say, I went to school, okay? You get, like, women had to get married, had to have children and raise their family, and most didn't work during that. So, and then what happens? Your children are grown up and they're gone, they're living their own lives. So women hit that 50, 55, 60-year-old age group, they're lost. They're really lost. A lot of them are lost because they've had nothing but that family, and they've put everything into it. Now that family's living their own life, they're at home, and they're just lost. They don't seem to have an identity, and it is hard. It's hard to recreate yourself. Like for me, it's on a styling part of it, but dressing is emotional. And it comes with age and different things like that, because these circumstances have changed, their body shapes have changed. And society originally gave us a path, which is okay because it's goal setting. And the path was, get married, have children, and that's it. It's finished. Like, what do you do? Mm. Yeah. So for me, no, it's not finished. I absolutely love it. For the years that, I did things because I needed to do them, now I'm doing them because I love them and I want to do them. So that's a big difference. And as I said in my speech, I can see myself doing it for a long, long time. And I believe if you have that drive, go for it. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's never too late. And if you're young and you're trying to do it and you're struggling, there is time. It doesn't mean because you didn't achieve your goal now in business that you can't pick that up in 10 years' time and start it when you have time and you have a clearer mindset. And raising children's very, very difficult and very hard. And you're bringing up little ones and you're going to create them into adults. So doing that consumes so much of you. So if your business isn't going where you want it to go now, you can re-pick it up and do it later, and it will go.
And that's an achievement in themselves, keeping the kids alive till they reach this whole. That's a really big achievement.
It's not an easy job being a mum. It's not. It's not just having kids and dressing them up and they look all pretty and
yeah, you've got to feed them. I've heard you've got to do those sort of things.
And you have a lot to contend with as a young mum. You have a lot to contend with. So age shouldn't be a barrier.
Exactly. Age shouldn't be a barrier. So if there is anyone listening to this podcast and they're like, I just don't know if I should start that business, what advice would you give them?
I would say if you're passionate about it and you've got the skills and definitely a lot of determination, go for it. Go for it because you've got nothing to lose, really. If you're educated in that field and you know what you're doing and you're mature and you can plan things, but educate yourself along the way. Social media, like for an older person, hasn't really done that much. You most probably need help on different things. Go join groups like yours and ask questions in the groups. That really helps. It's really educating. It's educating yourself will help you achieve. I'm always asking questions of relevant people. There could be silly questions. And I'm the type of person that if I need to learn something, I need someone to come and sit next to me at my computer and show me. So I usually pay someone and then I'm fine. So, it's having a goal, having a goal and understanding that you may start it today and it takes time to get that traction and get going. And don't be discouraged by others. Sometimes people can discourage you a lot and say, oh, why are you doing it? You don't need to do it. Oh, it's giving you a headache. Why would you put yourself under that kind of stress? Just sit back and let life go past it.
I like how you mentioned too, you've got nothing to lose. And I was recently reading this book and it said, instead of picturing when you're on your deathbed, instead of picturing that you're surrounded by family, how would you feel if you were surrounded by the regrets or the missed opportunities or all of that? How would you feel at that stage? So I think that whole you've got nothing to lose, go ahead and do it, because I would hate for anyone to go, I've wasted my life, or I've done everything that society expected from me and I followed that path, but I really wanted to run a business or write a book or launch a podcast or anything like that. So I remember reading that in the book and thinking, wow, what a change, what a mindset change if I don't want to be there lying going, oh, there's that book I never wrote, or there's that podcast I never wrote. So at any age, you can grab hold of that goal. As you said, even if it's 10 years down the track, if that's your goal, go for it, because things are much easier too in now because you've got the internet.
Definitely.
There's the community like Australian Ladies in Business. Ask there, someone will give you an answer or they'll point you in the right direction to help you achieve that goal or to move forward. So no, I don't think you should be restricted at any age to go out and because we're all here to do something.
That's right.
Whatever it is, shine our amazing light in whatever that is. So I think go out and have a go. And you know what? If you do Faceplant, there's an amazing community that'll help raise you back up, dust you off and get you going again.
It's not really a Faceplant, it's a learning. It's learning from it. It's sitting back and thinking, what could I have done better?
Mm-hmm.
Or what did I overdo? Sometimes we overdo something, not necessarily doing something better. Sometimes we focus on one avenue and we just overdo it. So it's sitting back and thinking, and analysing. A lot of people like to write. I sort of like to think my handwriting's terrible. I wouldn't understand what I wrote anyway. So it's really sitting back and thinking, or sitting back and writing, whatever's you. Where it's not necessarily where you went wrong. Where could have I done better?
Mm-hmm.
Where did I overdo it, and where did I underdo it? Yeah. And
That's
it's
a good one.
educating yourself and learning. And when I first started, as you said, social media has come a long way. There was just Facebook, really. That's all I had. And now we're doing videos, and I didn't want to put my face on, and there were so many things. So it's all moving with the times. To be 61 and be able to achieve a business and be successful in a business, you've got to move with the times as well. You can't be sort of sitting back at what you could have done 20 years ago or how things were done then. You've really got to move with the times and use whatever can come to you. And social media is free. Like, I've never paid for an advert on any of the social platforms. I've got my website, I've got my social media, I love speaking, I do the networking. So you can, like, some people think, oh, the money's holding me back. But you can start small and just build on it as you go along. When you have money, you reinvest. In the first couple of years of my business, all I did was reinvest. I didn't pull a wage. I didn't pull any income. I just reinvested. I bought better things. I bought better computers. I got the double screens. I bought lighting. I bought microphones. Even with my own, like with the colors, so color palettes, I've increased what I've got to be able to use. So you can start with something quite minimal and just test everything and see what works for you. You don't have to have mountains of money to start a business these days. Social media is free. You don't have to pay.
Well, that's exactly how Alibi started. It was literally just a community group. That was it. And now it's grown and everything has been reinvested back into it, because it is my side hustle at the end of the day. So everything just goes back into it. And now it's got an awards program, it's got memberships, but it's all a process, as you said. It wasn't just like, quick, let's just have everything overnight. It's slow and steady going forward, because that keeps it sustainable.
If you hadn't have done that, we wouldn't be here. So your age didn't hold you back from doing it, or your circumstances didn't hold you back. You just went straight in and let's have a go. What could I lose? Yeah.
Because I thought, at the end of the day, what is the worst that could happen? If it's a group, I'm sure the right people will come when they're ready. And now it's sort of become its own thing. And same when I started my other business, my main business, I just started a Facebook page sharing my story.
Yeah.
And then it evolved from there. So I like that, starting small and not being held back by circumstances, whether it's age or babies or whatever it is that's holding you back, and just step forward and go. Anything you would like to say to end this conversation, Antoinette?
Never let a number define you.
I like that, whether it's age or on your clothes.
Yeah, age, budget, whatever. Never let that number, whether it's your size, your age, or your budget, never let that number define you. You are you, and you are individual.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me again on the podcast and for sharing your wisdom in regards to age.
Thank you, Kylie. Love chatting.